Welcome back to another episode of WTF. Welcome to Friday, or what the you get to pick, depending on how your week has gone. I am Cheryl Pankhurst. I am your host of this podcast, which is the spinoff of Parenting Teens Advice Redefined that drops every Wednesday with expert interviews. And today on Fridays is just me, myself, and I riffing on something that has come to mind that I want to talk about. And this is the episode on Fridays where there's no editing, there's no filters, there's no nothing. So you can bet I am going to screw things up. So before I launch into the episode, what I would like to remind you of is if you have a grade 8 kid going into grade 9, it's getting down to the wire. We're the middle of May, and things should have been done by now. And if they're not, there's a list of things that need to get done. I know we see our kids that don't have any challenges that just sail on from grade 8 to grade 9, and they get, oh, here's a quick tour, and here, see you in September, have a great summer. And then our kids are left going, I have no idea what's happening. I don't know where to go. I'm going to get lost. I don't know what courses I'm taking. I don't know who my teachers are. And of course, in turn, parents are equally as stressed because when our kids are freaking out, we are freaking out. So I just want to remind you of that. So what should have happened already, you should have a transition plan, which goes with the IEP. And that is a legal requirement. You have the option for transition meetings. I have a whole list of things that need to get done. And I'm going to put that in the show notes, as well as an opportunity to check out my website because there's other resources in there. Or if you think, I don't even know where to start, I really actually need some help with this, some serious help, then you can book a call with me and we can have a chat and see if there's how I can help you and in what capacity. So if you are not the parent of a grade 8 kid, but you know somebody has a grade 8 kid with an IEP heading off to high school, whether they're coming from public school, Montessori school, private school, a lot of these different leaving schools, sending schools don't have the same process. And so parents and kids need to know what the process is. We need to be really proactive here, because if we're not, then you're going to spend the next semester putting out fires in total crisis management. And that's not how you want to go. Your kid is definitely not going to remember all of these meetings and all of the paperwork. But what they will remember is how they felt walking through the front door, first day of school, new teachers, new everything. So if we can alleviate as much stress as we can, as much anxiety as we can from our kids and from ourselves as parents, then we have a much better chance of a smooth transition in. So now we're proactively taking all the steps and we are not being reactive, and our kids are not being reactive where they just don't want to walk in the building anymore. And this is where the school avoidance thing can really hit. So that's the plug. If you know somebody, or even if you're an educator, grade 8 or grade 9 educator, and you're thinking, oh, we need to get things done, I will leave the checklist and everything below in the show notes. All right. Last week, I did this post about having all the reasons why you need to be your kid's best friend, your teen's best friend. And I get a lot of, yeah, you're right, 100%. I never want to be my kid's best friend. I did get a few adult kids who said, yeah, my mom was never my best friend. She is now, but she wasn't then. But I also got some pushback. Oh, but Cheryl, I want my kid to tell me everything. I want them to just like be open and honest, just like they would with their best friends. Do you actually, first of all, want to know everything? I'm not sure I want to know everything. However, let's decipher what it means for your kid to have a best friend, a peer best friend. They're very similar to, if you've ever used ChatGPT, your best friend when you're 13, 14, 15, up to 18, 19, your best friend is like your best ChatGPT guy. So every time you say something to your best friend, what do you get? Reassurance. Oh, yeah, totally. I completely agree with you. Yeah, your parents are dicks. And yeah, I know they don't trust you. I don't understand why you even live there. Oh my gosh, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, yeah, they're so stupid. I can't believe they did that. Or, yeah, they're just the best thing for you. I know, you're like soulmates. Your best friend in a peer group age is going to tell you what you want to hear. So your kid can go to them to be the yes man, to get confirmation that their boyfriend is a jerk, or their parents can't be nice, or they don't trust you, or you can't get the car, that teacher hates you. You get all that confirmation from your bestie. If you want your kid to tell you everything that's important, if you want your kid to feel like they can talk to you, it's not about being the yes man. It's not about, I want to hear everything and I'm going to agree to everything. That's not what your kid needs. If you want your kids to open up to you, you need to create a safe space where, and I say this lovingly because I have one, where you check your face, you check your tone, and you check your body language when they are coming to you with something. But they're not coming to you with just, I just want you to say, yes, you agree with everything. They're coming to you because, number one, they need you to hear something, like really listen. And so many of us parents, we listen with the answer or the fix it already running through our brains. As soon as they start talking, our brains going, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? What can I tell them? What can I do? And we need to check out of that rule and just listen. And then we can offer up. And this could be a really challenging topic. It could be sex. It could be drugs. It could be driving. It could be things that you feel like, oh, I'm ready to talk about this. But if you want your kids to feel safe with you, this is what you have to check. We can check what we say, but the tone, the body language, and our face, we want to remain neutral. They're just giving us information at this point. You're just collecting data. And then we might want to say, do you want advice for this, or do you want me to just hear you? And so often, kids will talk through their own problem just by hearing it out loud by someone who is not responding. So they don't have the yes man, the peer best friend going, yeah, I know, so lame. They have a solid parent, guide, mentor, coach sitting there, giving them space, holding them, and just listening. And sometimes, and we can do this as adults, we go through a problem and we spiral in our heads and it just gets worse and worse and worse. But when we talk it out, we hear what we're actually worried about and can sometimes shift our perspective as whether it is a problem or we can solve it on our own. So sometimes kids can just do that with us. If it's something tough that they don't have an answer to, or they don't feel like they can solve on their own, now you can offer up. Do you want me to just listen, or do you need some guidance? Listen, if they're opening up to you, number one, you have created the safe space. And number two, you have some life experience here. You have something to draw on. And as long as we're approaching it like, thank you for telling me, I'm so glad you trusted me with this. Here's what I think. Here's what I suggest. Or get more curious. Ask more questions so you have way more information. And if it's a topic that's really making you feel like triggered or stressed, you can say, I'm so glad you came to me. I need a minute to figure this out in my head. I need to process this because I want to help you in the best way possible. That has nothing to do with, you know, my own biases or my own prejudice or how I grew up. And that's an honest answer. If you immediately hear your mother's voice coming out of your mouth and it's not what you want to answer, but it's all you know, hey, you know what? Give me a minute. Let me think about this. And then you can come back with a response that makes sense, that they know and of course, repeating what they have told you in your own words. So you don't sound like a robot. You just want to make sure, okay, is this what I'm hearing? Is this is this what you need help with? Because sometimes we hear it through our own filters. So communication practice, we've all heard this. Paraphrase it back to make sure you understand what it is they're trying to tell you, because the last thing you want is to start responding in your filtered hearing, whatever you thought the problem was, and then they're like, oh, forget it. You're not even listening. You don't even know. And then they're gone. Then you've lost them. So take the proactive steps in getting them to open up to you, feeling comfortable and feeling the space, which is very different from, I just want to be their best friend so they tell me everything. Listen, I want to know everything. I worked with teenagers in high school for 25 years. Trust me, you don't want to know everything because I saw some stuff I don't ever want to see or hear again. And sometimes it's just a one-off and something that does not need to be discussed. They learn on their own. So here's the gift, though. If you want a lifelong, heartfelt, best friend type of relationship with your kid, you will get that when they're an adult if you don't try to get it now. Your kid will be 25, 26, 27, calling you to hang out, calling you every day with something that's happened. They can feel like they can tell you things they couldn't tell you when they were 16. You have a short term from 13 to 19 teenage years where you might want to shift from parenting, as in I'm controlling everything, to, okay, I'm going to coach, I'm going to guide, I'm going to mentor, but you're still in a leadership position as a parent. You are still, number one, making the rules. You are still able to coach and guide, and you are not on the same level. Once that relationship has evolved and now you have adult kids, if this has been the safe space that they have known for all these years, guess what? You have now just created a close, lifelong, irreplaceable relationship with your adult kid. And there is no greater gift in being a parent is when you know you have created this relationship. When they just call to do something, go to a movie, go vintage shopping, go play a round of golf. When they call you and it's fun and it's easy, and yeah, you can still parent, yeah, you can still be giving advice when they ask for it, but it is priceless. And the cost of it is you must remain their parent, their guide, their mentor through the teenage years. That is your role. Your role is for them not to like you. They don't have to like you. They don't have to have a blast with you. You don't have to even like them so much. You just need to be that steady, sturdy, stand in your parenting standards, stand in your values, and let them see that. And they will hold on to that as the safe space that they need as teenagers. And then release them off into the wild as adults, and they come back to you as the closest friends you will ever have. And there is no bigger gift. So pay the price now. Don't be their bestie. Just be their guide. Be their safe place. And you will reap the benefits later. I promise you. Thank you for listening to Parenting Teens Advice Redefined, the Friday spinoff, WTF, what the, or Welcome to Friday. I really appreciate you listening. Go in the show notes if you need some help. Check out my website, CherylPankhurst.com, if you want some resources. Everything's there. And there's even an opportunity there to book a call with me just to chat and see if there's some way I can help you. Have a beautiful weekend. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.